Hello, everybody. So this is part two for the female reproductive system. We are talking today about the uterine cycle or menstrual cycle. So to do that, I thought of showing you an animation showing exactly what happens inside the ovary and inside the uterus. Pay attention. Basically, the first day of the menstrual cycle always starts on the first day of a girl's menstruation. So let's watch what happens. So first day, she gets her period. The lining is shedding, or endometrium. And inside the ovary now, the ovarian cycle is in play. The egg is out into the fallopian tube. And if you see, the uterus is thicker. And there you go. Let's watch this again. Pay attention to the order. First part is the menstruation. Then the thickening is slowly happening. And we have the ovarian cycle in play, ovulation, the oocyte is being developed. The yellow body has been able to produce, thanks to progesterone, more and more endometrium. So the inside of the uterus is called the endometrium. And the whole thing starts over again. Keep in mind that the progesterone that was in the yellow body before allows the woman to be pregnant. Because if there is a sperm that goes in here, it will be able to implant itself right onto the uterus in order for the embryo to grow. If there is no fertilization, however, that's when the menstruation will start. So all of that extra tissue will not be necessary anymore. So if we just summarize all of that right here, take a minute and write this down. So you can call it either the uterine or menstrual cycle. Since we talked about the ovarian cycle, that what goes on in the ovary, this is what goes on in the uterus. And it's all happening simultaneously with the ovaries. So please go ahead and draw a circle. So the circle starts like that. On day one, the girl gets her period. Okay? And let's do like a pie this way. And this is about 5 days. Oh, and let's pretend that this girl, it has a 30-day cycle. All right? Okay, so this first section, as we said, is menstruation. And this is when the lining of the uterus, or endometrium, I'm just going to call it endo. So just endo is endometrium. Just because it's a big word. So the endo is the thinnest. Right? She's getting her period. As soon as this ends, the body needs to reset. So remember, reset means FSH, the first hormone, comes in play. And that means that now we give the signal to the estrogen to start getting produced by the eggs. And the eggs now, the follicles that are there are getting more and more developed, all the way till halfway in the cycle, so on the 15th day. So from this point on, we have estrogen here, in this part. And the lining, the endometrium, is slowly increasing in size. Let's call it medium, getting thicker and thicker. On the 15th day, as you know, we have the third hormone, LH, which is where the ovulation occurs, ovulation. As soon as LH has done its job and the egg is now out into the fallopian tube, the uterus needs to start getting ready even more, preparing for that Prince Charming, the sperm. So we're going to do that one, let's say in blue. This is the fourth hormone in here, progesterone. Progesterone, right? And in this case, now the endometrium is getting thicker and thicker, is getting even thicker due to the progesterone. And you guessed it, right at the end, right here, right before she starts her period, the endometrium is the thickest. And that's why girls will have all the symptoms, the typical symptoms of menstruation. So the bloating, the pain, the cramps, because the uterus is at its thickest. And then the uterus says, well, either we don't have Prince Charming and all of it goes down the drain, menstruation, or none of that happens and we have a baby. An embryo will implant itself in the endometrium, which then will turn into the amniotic sac, etc., etc. Got it? So remember the order? Here, this is based on a 30-day cycle. If the girl had a 28-day cycle, when would be her ovulation? That's right, on the 14th day. I know some of you are going to ask me, what about on the 29th? What about a girl who has 29-day cycle? Well, I'm going to have to be very picky, but it will be roughly between 14 and 15 days. Okay. So the next question we might ask you, when will a girl or a woman ovulate? So first of all, we need to know, in order to know that, you need to know when she started her period and you need to know her cycle. Let's continue with that. The cycle of that girl, let's call her Barbara. So Barbara's cycle is 30 days. And she needs to know because she's going on vacation and she does not want to have her period when she's on vacation. All right, so let's say I tell you she starts her period today, which is October 7th. That's her day 1. So remember, ovulate is halfway, which means on the 15th day. Okay, so no matter what, even if her period lasts 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, the 15th day is when she will ovulate. So let's find out. So you'll count from the first day of her period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So she will ovulate here. All right. Does that mean, let's continue. Let's see when is her next period. So that's the ovulation on the 15th day. We'll continue counting. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Aha, this is the 30th day. It's the last day of her cycle, which means her period will start, you got it, on the 6th, the next day. So that's the next period. So she's going to be okay on Halloween, no problem. No period there. Her period will start the 6th of November. So that's how you do it. Figure out when she ovulates, and then you get a lot of information from that point on. One last thing I want to show you before I let you go. If you open up your study guide, page 142, there's a question, number 2. And I really like the way it's set up. Again, this is related to the ovarian cycle, but you see how it's all so related. Everything is connected. I like how it really shows you the roller coaster. In this case, I guess that would be like the Goliath or something. So on the first hormone. You see FSH. Boom. As soon as it's down, second one, estrogen. Boom. It's down. Next one, LH. That's to peak. And pay attention how we have right here, right in the middle, when the ovulation starts. And that's when the ovule is out there, or the egg is out. Slowly but surely, whoop. And the last hormone is progesterone, which the yellow body, or if you saw in the book, corpus luteum, that's the one that releases the progesterone. If you want to be really technical, at the end, once the progesterone is being used, we call it white body, but doesn't matter. And that's it, my friends. I'll see you soon. Have a nice afternoon.